Hey everyone, so today's video is a little different. I normally kind of make video essays about random things that I kind of find interesting, but I'm convinced that I've stumbled upon something that's a little bit deeper than just the video games that we consume. I'm sure this is not anything new, people have probably been talking about this for years, but I think this kind of stretches beyond gaming, kind of affecting how we consume media and ultimately how we live our lives. The game that I want to use that as an example is Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League from Rocksteady Games. People say it's a little bit of a dumpster fire. No one seems to really like it, but to be perfectly honest, I don't think anyone is quite sure why. Every gripe in the reviews seems strange to me because they seem to be critiques of what the game fundamentally is. A massive open world that just feels empty. Fun traversal that stops being fun once you get used to it. Everybody seems to be to the point where the things that make this thing a flaming piece of garbage are things that should objectively make this game just kinda meh. I think that people like to make things as optimized as much as they reasonably can. Where I live, people really like to shop at Costco or Aldi, usually trying to get the best deals. This isn't a bad thing by any means, saving money is always a good thing, but in some situations I think we like to treat every single thing like anything that is less than the best is a waste of time, money, or both. Anyone who's ever built a PC has probably spent hours trying to pick the perfect part, even if they could get a random one and almost certainly be fine. This happened to me. I went back and forth on my hard drive for probably multiple days when, to be honest, I would be fine with whatever's cheapest. That was maybe a little bit of a grueling tangent, but I'm finally ready to talk about video games. Why would anyone play Modern Warfare 3 now that Black Ops 6 is out? Why would anyone play any RPG other than Elden Ring? And why would anyone ever want to play Suicide Squad? I mean, gaming was originally intended to be entertainment, and I would argue that as long as you're actually being entertained, it's perfectly fine to play and even enjoy things that aren't perfectly tuned to be considered the best. That word considered is pretty important though, because it's time for part 2. So, who gets to decide if a game is good? Surely the consumer who in a vacuum decides to buy a game and then formulate their own review and opinion, right? No, not even close. This person has some thoughts, some ideas, some biases, and those go a long way towards their final opinion, but unless they feel extremely one way or another, the thing that pushes them over the edge is the opinion of the countless journalists, YouTubers, streamers, and their peers who have been affected by those people. And this kind of makes this hapless buyer make their decision before they even open the game. This is really true about so many things. Ever look at pictures of clothes from the 70s? I mean, to our modern eyes they look really weird, but the reality is that people back then were surrounded by clothing like that, so that's what they wanted to emulate. 50 years from now, we'll look back at Air Force Ones and Lululemon bags and wonder what the deal is, but I think that taste is very much a product of both environment and social pressure. So, where does that bring us? Why is this video not over yet? And what does this have to do with the goofy superhero game? All I'm saying is, this game's not that bad, but the way we live our lives and formulate our opinions has, at least the way I see it, trickled down into the reviews. And I think the lesson here is very interesting. Maybe all of this is very obvious and I've just kind of been missing this, but I had quite the light bulb moment when this kind of occurred to me. I think it's interesting how most of the people who are hating on this game probably haven't opened it up. I mean, don't get me wrong, I definitely think there are better games out there, and this one certainly isn't a 10 out of 10, but I don't know. I think maybe it's a little overrated. Anyway, on that bombshell, have a good day.